Today is November the 13th, 2014, and this is Kitty.
This camera me.
Oh, shit.
Kitty's a tank.
No,
Right, let's start again. Dee and Joseph stayed last night. Kitty's scent of summer.
A lot of people would think, oh, did your mum push you to do it? And did she start applying? And I know that's how a lot of, teenagers get into it. But actually, it was something that I did quite privately. I just took the pictures. I did a lot of research, and I mean a lot of research. Bearing in mind, I was a big fan of the industry, and I always loved watching runway and things. So I just thought, well, I'd love to give it a go.
Kitty's progressing like amazingly in the industry, and again, something that I didn't expect. It's nothing that we've experienced in a family before. My sister did a little bit of modelling, but it was all fairly new to me. That watching her do London Fashion Week for the first time was incredible. I had the privilege of working from the premises while the fashion shoot was going on. They allowed me an area to be able to work and operate, doing my job, and just being behind the scenes and just watching the whole thing play out from a sort of spectator on the sidelines was really interesting, and just seeing how confident she was and how she knew what she was doing, which was like, for me, it was so strange.
The first shoot that I took my mum to was the one with the agency. I couldn't go on my own because I needed to get there. But other than that, she hasn't really attended many of my shoots. I don't like to have my family there at my work. It feels just strange, and also they've got their own commitments. But obviously she came to this one to support, see what it's all about. But yeah, that was the first shoot and her experience of me. But other than that, it would be great to see her come along on one of my recent shoots, because so much has changed. My first London Fashion Week experience was when I was 15 years old. I remember I'd just done a photo shoot. It was a really editorial shoot, and I had some great images from that. And what I did, I was really proactive. So I went onto the London Fashion Week schedule, and I emailed nearly every single brand on the schedule, and I got a few responses, and one of them was from this brand from Spain called So Human, and they said, we would love to have you come and walk for us. Can you send all your details? Can you send a video of your walk? And that's what I did. And before I knew it, September had come, and I was in London going for the fitting, and it was just like, wow, oh my God, I'm here.
It's very fitted, so there's that it's a long coat.
So we've just shot the third look, and we've got this gorgeous two-piece from Doyen Label. It's very military, but again keeping that traditional British into the look.
I suppose as opposed to the other looks, it's very, very feminine.
And it's the more structural, whereas a few of the others we've got a bit more relaxed, but it really fits with the story. So we really like this, and the colours are perfect.
Still keeps really powerful posing, because we still want it to have that kind of boss, feel to it. But again, we felt it hard initially with it being really feminine, so I really do like the car
works
shots
really well
because
in
it
the
really
car.
keeps that really powerful, feminine but powerful
feel to it. Yeah.
Growing up, I had a really normal childhood, really lovely. I lived in a beautiful house in Kirkella, and it was as lovely and as a cliche picture perfect as you can imagine. I went to my nana's quite a lot. We had a really lovely relationship, my nana and granddad's. They would often film our childhood, and it's really lovely to look back on those videos.
She used to interact really well with her brother, bigger brother. And I remember the time when they used to run round and round and round here, and Joseph would be going, ah, and Kitty would be going, ah, at the top of her voice. And from there she went to become quite an extrovert in her own little way. She would take part in all sorts of things, particularly at school. In fact, at school she was always such a clever little thing that it worked out badly for her is quite sad.
Bullying, and the word is bullying, you know, there's no other way about it. Her form of bullying was purposely excluding, creating scenarios where they could exclude Kitty, knowing that that was her insecurity, and it was blatantly being done. And some of the parents knew it was being done and they didn't do anything about it, and Kitty suffered that for long and prolonged periods of time, and that really, really, really started to impact her. It all accumulated in secondary school in a video being uploaded to social media where by a boy and a girl, where they basically incited her to go and kill herself. That went public for a short period of time and then it was removed. The school didn't take it seriously at all.
I would wake up in the morning with a washing machine feeling in my stomach. From the moment that I woke up to the minute I went to bed, it just wouldn't stop. I started, my mouth wouldn't stop chattering all day with anxiousness. I always felt cold because I was just constantly, it was my body like almost just fighting for itself. I was constantly on edge. It'll be 2 years ago yesterday. I was in Hull Royal for taking quite a severe overdose. Obviously that was the lowest point, that I didn't think, you know, I'd had depression for years by this point, and I didn't really trust myself that it would get as bad as it did.
Well, we had this phone call to say,
It's okay.
to say that she'd taken an overdose. And I honestly, I thought I was strong enough to cope with it. But I spent the whole day sitting in the conservatory just crying. I couldn't function. And it was that brought home to me that mental health of one person in a family impacts on everybody. A granddad as well, he was absolutely distraught. And I remember going to see her in the hospital. And I knew then that the person who was dealing with it in the hospital just hadn't seen the reality. I think they thought it was just a cry for help.
And I needed something to look towards. I felt like I was nothing. I felt from how school had left me, I felt like nothing. These people had already bullied me out of multiple schools, and I just felt like a nothing, like a no one. I didn't have friends, so I felt the need to constantly post on social media, and that's when I was like, well, I'll give modelling a go. I had a few, I was quite tall at the time, and you know, I had some comments being made. I had really bushy eyebrows, and someone said you should give it a go, and I just stuck with me and I gave it a go.
At first I was really concerned that it would exasperate Kitty's mental health issues and that it would deepen some of the behaviours that she has when she's on a triggered sort of period of depression. But actually it's quite the opposite. It, for some bizarre reason, and I really still don't understand it, Kitty is really happy and really engaged, and I don't know how she does it, but for some reason her mental health is parked.
After the first couple of ones, I was quite impressed with the way she dealt with it. And it obviously helped her and built on her, you know, own levels of self-security.